Hey, hi all, good afternoon. So, yesterday we have discussed about ACD type 1 and ACD type 2. I will quickly revise the concept what we have discussed. ACD stands for slowly changing dimension, and this is one of the very common transformation logic in any ETL project. And for sure, if you are planning to attend any interview related to any data profile job. So for sure, they will ask you some questions from ETL. Either it is for data analyst, data engineer, business analyst, Power BI developer. One question, not one means at least minimum 20 to 30% weightage they will give to this ETL concepts, the ETL architecture. And I know, I think that by now you all will agree with me that why it is important for anyone who is working in data related job profile to at least know this basic concepts of ETL. All right. So fine. ACD 1 means whenever you are getting a new set of record, your management just want a current data or the current status. They're not interested in the historical record. Is that clear? That is what we have discussed yesterday, right? Any question on this? Okay. Someone has joined using admin. May I know your name, please? Otherwise, I have to remove you. I'm very sorry for that. Okay. Case 1. Okay, fine. Oh, please log in using the registered name only. Okay. So fine. This was all about SCD 1. Any question, anyone? On this SCD 1? Is that clear? No? Okay. In SCD 2, we have seen that the main intention of SCD type 2 is to want to maintain history, right? You are interested, your management is interested in knowing that what was the previous location as well. That is the main difference between type 1 and type 2. Any question? And as a result, we have seen that in ACD type 2, you have to add a new column like current indicator or active flag. This will indicate which record is active, which is not active. The records which are active, we will mark it as by Y, and N means these records are not active. And then we have a concept of surrogate key, because in ACD type 2, the same record, you will be having two records for the same ID because you're maintaining history. Because of this, your primary key ID will not be a primary key, will no more be a primary key. So for that, you need a new primary key column, and that is your surrogate key, which will act as a sequence generator. This is what we have discussed yesterday. Any question here? Anyone? No? Okay.
No, clear.
Right, Tanvir,
Oh, yeah.
just repeat the active flag column and surrogate key column once more. That's it.
Oh, sure. So why active flag is needed? Because from this data, okay, it is not clear that which record is active. Okay, you can tell that, okay, Tanvir, this is the highest date 11th November, so this record is active, right? But instead of this, we need some more column, okay, for a quick check, because 11th November is the highest date. You can tell here that, Tanvir, from this, no, what I will do, I will find a maximum date, right, for employee B, and that will be active record, or that will be the current record, right? But again, for that, you have to write a new query, select maximum date for each and every employee, and that will become a little bit complicated, correct? So to override this, Now to override, to overcome this, we add a new column. This column will be having value y and n. If the record which is active, take the example of B. Out of this, which record is active? This one, Bangalore. So we will mark this as y. And the other record, historical record, we will keep on marking as n. It means this is not active. So this is the significance of this new column active flag. The records which are active, you have to mark it as a y. Which is not active, you will mark it as an n. Is that clear? Is that clear? Yes or no?
Yes, Tanvir.
Shall I proceed further then?
Sure.
Now, Abdul Rahman, please go on mute. Now, I want to tell you one more thing. 1 minute. Today's class will be a little bit more complicated as compared to yesterday class. So I need full concentration here. So this was the status, right? Okay, for B we have only one, no? For B we have Hyderabad. 1 minute, A, B, C, D. For B, what I have shown here. For B, I have Hyderabad and Bangalore. One more record was there. For Bangalore as well. 1 minute, let me add for B, Bangalore as well. So now you can see, let me mark here order by ID. See, this is totally SQL centric task, right? But that is why if you're working in any data related job profile, you need SQL. That is a bread and butter. Now here, out of this two, tell me which one is active record.
The one with Bangalore.
How you know that?
Based on
as
the
of date.
as of date.
As of
Check
date,
the
right?
max of the between those.
As of date. But what if you have 10 million records? How you will find it? Then you will write a new query, select maximum as of date, group by name, and then again you will use CT expression, and then you will use that in the inner query. Correct?
Yes.
I agree. You can do that. But all these queries you have to write. You all agree with me?
True.
Okay. For this, we thought of adding a new column. Okay, thought of adding a new column, and that is known as which column?
Surrogate key.
No, active flag.
Sorry.
Surrogate key is to maintain a new primary key in your table. That task is different. I have not explained yesterday why surrogate key is needed. Someone has asked, although I have not explained yesterday, I told you when I will teach you dimension and fact, then I will tell you why surrogate key is needed, right?
Yeah.
So I need a new column. In some projects, it is known as active flag. In some projects, it is known as current indicator. Okay. So for this, then what's that? 1 minute, guys. I know I have not taught this in your batch alter command. Maybe next class we'll discuss it. So in this employee IL table, I want to add a new column, right? And that column name, suppose it is active flag. Guys, please ask question if it is not clear. Okay. These all are from my real project example I'm showing you, and on the multiple projects on which I have worked. And why I'm stressing you, this will help you to divert or to showcase your non-technical experience in the technical fashion, right? Your interviewer will never do the background check whether you have worked in an ETL project or not. They will just check in which company you have worked. Okay. So all these examples, if interviewer is asking, explain in this manner, that is more than enough to convince that, oh, this guy has worked in an ETL project, and that will directly impact your salary. I have worked in recruitment team, so I know all this politics of salary. Okay, how diplomatic it is, how it works. Okay. Okay, so here what I'm trying to do,
adding extra column to the table.
I'm adding one more column, active flag, in this employee I table, right? Now check this employee IL table. You got a new column, active flag.
Yeah.
So with the help of alter, you can add a new column. I'm not talking about syntax here. Ignore all those things. When we'll discuss this in the SQL class, we'll see it. Okay. So we have a new active flag. Okay. Now, in this active flag, what I will do, update employee IL, set active flag. Video on kar do usme. Is equal to y. Now check the data. All are y.
Yeah.
But do you want to keep this as well y?
No, that has to be in N.
That has to be n. So for this, I will write a new query. And everything will happen in the pipeline. This is the responsibility of data engineer. I'm doing it manually, but these all things will not happen manually. Everything will happen in the data pipeline. You have to write your script in such a way, you have to give this intelligence to the system that it will understand where to mark it, why, where to mark it. Okay. So active flag is equal to n, where name is equal to B and location equals to Hyderabad. No, check the data. Is this fine?
Yes.
Okay. Now, if your management is telling that Tanvir, show me the current status of employee, current status of the active status, tell me one thing. Is this the current status?
Yes.
So
Yes.
this active flag has made our life easier or not? Now I don't have to play with maximum of as of date for each and every employee, and then I need to check for that, right? So
Correct.
that is why in SCD type 2, you have to add a new column, active flag, which will show you the current picture, the current status of the employees. This is a very frequently asked question that, okay, in SCD type 2, you have the history of records, but I want to see only the current status of employee. What we used to do? Then you have to answer that. For that purpose, we have to add a new column, active flag or current indicator, in the IL layer table. And in that, we have to apply filter condition where active flag is equal to y. This is more than enough if you will explain in the interview. Clear?
Yes, Tanvir.
So this is the reason we need active flag. That's all. Shall I proceed further?
Sure.
Any other question, anyone?
Clear.
Okay. Now, coming back to this Excel sheet, this is the current status of data. You understood why active flag is needed. Why surrogate key is needed, I will explain after some time. Okay, Hyderabad. Now, this happened on 11th of November, no? Okay, fine. Now, suppose on 12th of January 2023, for this employee B, currently he is in Bangalore. Now he is transferred to Kerala. Okay, when? On 12th of January. So first of all, what you will do?
This will go into the staging layer.
Okay, first of all, you will insert this in the staging layer, correct?
Yeah.
Okay. So first of all, let me insert this in the staging layer. This is your staging layer. This is the staging layer data. I know if I'm showing this practically everything, it is time consuming, but this will give you a more realistic feeling what is happening, each and everything.
Yeah, correct.
So salary is 150 now. Salary is 150. What was the department? Sales, Kerala, right? Sales. And this happened. Which
12
date happened?
12 Jan
12th Jan, no?
2023. Yeah.
January. Fine. Now check the data in stage. Start from binary school stage. This is the data engine. Stage table. Any questions so far?
No, clear.
Nothing I have done. I have just moved data from source file to the staging layer, right?
Yeah.
This is your source file. And this is your staging layer data. And this is a direct dump, or have you done any transformation here?
Transformations.
No transformation here. Directly we have done the data here, right?
Hello.
Yeah.
Just zoom it little bit.
Oh, okay. How is it now? Is it fine?
Fine,
good.
fine.
Okay, so this is a direct dump. Okay. After this, what you will do?
No, we'll not have to do it. It will have the inbuilt intelligence to check if such record already exists. If it is existing, it will it will dump as a new record. If it's
If it exists, it will update.
yeah, correct.
So once I have received the source file, I will run the job, which will load data in a staging table. I have run the job, and now in a stage table, this is the data, correct?
Correct.
Inside job, this script will be there, which I'm showing you. Okay. Now you have data in staging. After this, you will run a job to load data in integration layer, right?
Yeah.
So now you want to load this data into the integration layer. And again, for this, you will run the job. Data in ILA. Tell me one thing. The job which you are using to load data in staging layer will be same as the job which you are using to load data in IL layer.
No, Tanvi.
Why?
Because here we have to do few checks.
Good. Because here the logic is different. Here directly you are dumping. And here the logic is different. Here you have to apply. Here you have to give intelligence to the machine that, okay, now check. Is this ID2 already present in the IL layer table? Yes or no?
Yes.
Yes. Is the name column same?
Yes.
And this will check which record, active or passive? Active record, this one. Correct?
Yes.
Yes.
Salary 150, this is also same. Okay. Do I need to do anything? No. Next record, department. This is sales. This is also sales. Do we need to do anything? No.
No.
Location is Kerala. Here it is Bangalore. Oh, what happened?
There
Data
is
change.
change.
Location has changed, and that is why the source has sent this data. Correct?
Yes.
Yeah.
Now, what you will do?
Update the data.
Good.
No.
Yes, you will execute an update command, and you will update this B to Kerala. Or what you will do?
New record will be inserted,
Good.
and for the previous one, active flag will be as no.
Good.
For this one, it will be yes.
Great.
Oh, yes.
Clear to everyone?
Clear.
Sir, this is a city type 2. You have to maintain history. You cannot update this. If you will update this to Kerala, suppose I updated to Kerala, tell me before Kerala where this employee B was staying. Bangalore. Now, where is the Bangalore information? So that is why you should not update this. Is this point clear or not?
Clear, Tanvir.
Yes, clear then.
Yes. Tanvi.
If your project is in SCD type 1, then you are correct. You will update it. Okay. But here you don't have to update. Now, in this case, what you will do, you will insert this fresh record again in this IL table. Okay. So now this record I will update in the IL table. Not enough values. What happened here? Oh, why it is throwing error message? Any idea? In IL, we have an active flag as well. That value I have not given, right?
Yes, Tanvir.
Yes.
And that will be why? Because this is a new set of record. Okay, now check the data. Is this correct data, guys?
Yes.
Are you sure?
No, we have to
We have to
do N as
update
active flag.
N.
We have to update the whole record of to N.
Yes, we need to update the Bangalore to no.
Good. For this employee B, now how many active records you are showing? This
As
one
of now,
and
we are
this
showing
one.
2.
Yes, so it is not possible that a particular employee can be active at 2 locations. This is not a hybrid model that you are working from home and then you're going to office, right?
Yeah.
So at one time you have to be active in one location, right? Even if you're working from home, our official location will be one only, right?
Yeah.
So now what to do, guys? What should I do now? Tell me.
For Bang, we should change the active flag as no.
Good. So for Bangalore, This will be changed to no. Now check the output. What about this output now? Is this clear?
Yeah, now it's perfect.
Okay. So after all this, if you're planning to go for any data engineering course from wherever, this will be helpful. You will correlate like what you are doing and all these things you will study there as well. Exactly this thing happens. And you have to write all these queries, this logics internally. Okay. So done. Now for B, before Kerala, currently where B is located?
Kerala.
Kerala. Now my management is telling Tanvir, show me the current status of all the employee. I'm not interested in historical data. What should I do?
We have
Where
to
active
tell
underscore
total
flag is equal to Y.
One.
active underscore flag equal to Y.
Why? Correct.
Yeah.
Clear?
Yes, Tanvir.
Okay. Now, if management is telling that no, I want to see the historical data as well, we want to do some analysis, you will show this.
Yes.
Clear?
Yes.
Any question?
Clear, Tanvir.
Okay. I don't think that the story is over. Now we have a climax as well here. Next day. So far, hope it is clear to everyone, right?
Yes, Tanvir.
Okay. 13th of February 23. I know you will get confused now. So let's see if you can understand, otherwise I will repeat it. Okay, don't worry. Of February. Tell me. I received this to record, okay? Fine.
Yeah.
What I will do first of all?
Dump it to stage table.
Staging.
Truncate the stage table, correct?
Yes.
Okay, let me truncate it. Truncate table, employee underscore stage. I know you will be having question that Tanvir, in my project, we don't truncate table. In that case, what will happen? That I will explain you at the last. Now, I have to insert this to record in the stage.
Yes.
To be 150. What has changed here? What has changed here? Okay. I hope this basic SQL everyone knows here. Okay. Is this correct in a stage table?
Yes.
Okay. I have this in a stage table. Find underscore stage. This is the data. Fine. Clear?
Yes, Tanvir.
After this, what I will do?
We'll run the job to load it into the integration layer.
Good. You have to run the job to load this integration layer. This is a new record.
Yes.
Let me insert this. This will directly insert it, right? Let me
Right.
insert this first of all. So this record is inserted. Okay. Now with B, this is the active record.
Yes.
Engine will see that, okay, ID B, ID2 is already present in this IL table, correct?
True.
Then it will keep on matching. Is the name has changed? No. Is the salary has changed? No. Is the department has changed?
Yes.
Yes. The department has changed. Okay. Is the
And,
location?
Sorry for interrupting.
Huh.
Tanvir, here will it check only with the existing yes or even the previous no's? Am I clear with my question?
1 minute. I think I missed 1 minute here. Only 1 minute. Sorry. 1 minute. I missed that one. 1 minute. I missed to save that record at that time. 1 minute. Save this here. So I missed. This was the data of previous load. 1 minute. I would have kept there. I missed it. It's confusing. No, please ask question. What you're asking?
Yeah, Tanvir, I was asking, will the data pipeline be intelligent enough to not to check the previous where the active flag is reading no, and it will check only with the active flag where it is yes for the record to be?
Correct.
It's given by the data engineer, right?
Correct.
Yeah, I just wanted to
Always,
confirm.
always this data will be checked against the active records only. Why? It will never check anything within.
In the interest of time.
And that is why this is also known as soft delete. That's a different topic of discussion. We'll take a separate class for that. Don't worry.
Sorry, what is
Soft delete.
we are not deleting anything here.
I will tell you why it is known as soft delete.
Copy.
Interesting part. I will tell you after some time. Okay. But to quickly answer your question, yes, this comparison, it will always perform with the Y records only, not with the N records.
Yeah, I understand. Thank you.
Okay. So now the engine will see that, okay, for this, you see why engine, why it will check, because engine is thinking that, okay, ID2 is already present here and this is the active record, then why user has sent it, correct? Then engine will think that, oh, there must be something has changed. That is why user has changed, right?
Yes.
Your engine is comparing this. Oh, name is B, name has not changed. Salary has not changed. Oh, department has changed, correct?
Yes.
Is this clear so far?
Clear, Tanvir.
Okay, now listen, there is a twist here. Now department has changed. For this, now you have to connect with your business analyst. To whom you will connect? Business analyst. Okay. And you have to tell him that in employee table, we are maintaining type 2. Generally, in the common term, nobody will speak in your project SCD type 2. They will discuss like type 1, type 2, type 3, like this one. Okay. So you have to understand that they're talking about SCD type 1, SCD type 2, SCD type 3. Okay. So you will tell to the business analyst that employee table, it is mentioned in FRD, functional requirement document, that we have to maintain it as a type 2. We are maintaining as a type 2, but on location column. Whenever in your project, they're telling that you have to maintain type 2. You have to ask this question on which column. I will tell you the meaning of this. If the business analyst is telling that maintain on location column, I repeat, your business analyst is telling that employee table has to be type 2 only on location column. It means they want to maintain history only if the location is changing. Here the department has changed, right?
Yes.
So if the department is changed, they are not interested to maintain the history. So in this case, what will happen? You have to directly update this record. Now let me copy this here. Don't worry, I will repeat it. So if you can understand in one go, it's fine. Otherwise, I will repeat it. So your business analyst is telling that Tanveer, this table employee has to be maintained type 2 only on location column. The meaning of this is if department is changing, don't maintain the history. Now, what is the current department of B? It is tech. Then update the active record of B from sales to tech. Is this clear?
Repeat, please.
I will repeat this. Here for B, what has changed? Location or department?
Department.
Department. For this case, earlier when the location was changed, was keep on changing, what we have done, we keep on inserting a new record, correct? So now the department has changed, not location. So you have to connect with your business analyst. That department has changed now. Do you want to maintain history based on department as well? Now, suppose your business analyst is telling that, no, we are not interested in looking at the history of department. We want to maintain type 2 only on location. It means if only location is changing, insert a new record. If department is changing, don't insert a new record. Update the existing record. So earlier this was self. So you just update this to tech. No need to insert a new record. Is this clear?
Yes, clear, please.
Is this clear to everyone?
Yes, sir.
Are you sure, guys? Is it clear?
Yes, sir. Yeah.
Okay. Now here you can ask a question. Yeah. Any question?
Sir,
So
I
you
have a
said-
question.
Yeah,
You
please
can-
go ahead, Anita.
Okay, thanks, sir. I was just thinking, I'm just trying to relate this to my work stuff. So what if you have some lines where you have new attributes, right? Like, for instance, if you have, for instance, for the name B, you're adding new attributes to it. So how do you know if that's changing that line, or it's a new, or you're appending a new record?
A new attribute in the sense you are talking about a new column, right?
Yeah, something like a new column or something. Actually, yeah,
that
new
will
column.
that will be different use case. Okay.
Okay.
And that is not related to this, but let me complete this.
Okay, sure.
Then I will explain you and it happens in the project. Like suppose I have a name, salary, department, and location, right? After some time, management wants to know the designation as well, that this B is a manager or engineer or analyst or fund manager. So if that is a new requirement, then we have to add a new column for that. I will answer that question. Just give me some time. Okay.
Thank you.
So here, my business analyst told that we don't want to maintain history based on department. So in this case, I will directly update that department from sales to tech. Clear?
Yes.
Now suppose second scenario, this is scenario 1. Scenario 1, type 2, maintain type 2 only on location. Then you will directly update the department. Scenario 2, maintain type 2 on location and department both. Now, suppose this is the requirement. Your business analyst told you that no, you have to maintain type 2 on location as well as department. They want to see history, that if anyone is changing, they want to see history. So now for this use case, for this data, apply your common sense and share your thoughts. I'm not telling
Yeah.
that I want the exact answer. What you will
Before
do?
this, Tanvir, I have one question. So whenever there is change in any other, let's say in salary or location, is it incumbent upon the developer to check with the business analyst if here and
Yes.
here there is a change? So should I consider it for type 2 or not?
Correct.
Thank you.
You have to actually, I told you now that now you will check with the business analyst, but everything in the requirement gathering call with the stakeholders, not the source team. Source team doesn't have this power to give the decision that you do this, do that. No, they're just like a robot. Whatever you will tell, they will do that. And that is why you will see the data entry operator that doesn't need a very good technical expertise, if you know that, right? Even if someone who has done BCom or some simple graduate or any other, I'm not telling that BCom is simple. It's a good designation. Like from that you become BA and then you are doing MBA and all those things. Someone with a very simple graduation, or if you have not done graduation or something simple, even they can do the data entry operator task, and they do all those things. That is why the source team doesn't have all this authority to suggest that on which you have to do this. Okay. So for that, you have to connect with the business analyst. And again, business analyst also doesn't have the power. Okay, he's also like a robot. He will connect with the business stakeholder, because business stakeholders are the one, no, who will look at this reports, right?
Yeah.
Correct. And this all has to be well agreed before you design, before the data engineer will design all those things. Because suppose if this has not been agreed, and suppose now the business analyst is telling that no, you have to maintain type 2 on department as well. So this will be an overhead for the data engineer. Again, he has to do the coding. And in the existing script, doing a modification sometimes becomes a very costly affair, because in the code, in your 500 lines of code, you never know, even if you are tweaking a one line of code, it can have impact on the entire code. I think you all know in joins, if you just change the condition from and to where, that will change your world. Right?
Yes.
So that is why you have to be very careful, especially when you're modifying the existing code. And on top of it, if someone has written code and you are a third party and you are trying to modify it, so God knows what will happen.
So at such a point of time, should we ask for change request also, Tanvir?
Change request, yeah, that is what change request is a normal process, especially in agile methodologies nowadays. It will be there, change requests, enhancements. So for that, it is suggested that when you are writing your code, give good comment that, okay, this piece of code is doing this task, this piece of code is doing this task. So yes, it is required.
Okay, thank you.
Okay.
So coming back to your question, since we are maintaining type 2 both on location and department, now upon running the job, the pipeline will check if since we are having active flag yes for the 2B, Kerala and sales. Now a new record will be added wherein the department will be tech and active flag will be yes. For the previous one, it will be no.
Correct. You are right, absolutely right. So the engine will check that the department has changed from sales to tech, and you are maintaining history on department as well. So as a result, this new record will be inserted in your IL layer. Hope that is clear.
Yes, Tanvir.
So now you will be having this tech, and the date was 13th February. I have taken 13th February. What I have done, I forgot here I have done. Inserted date, what was inserted date? This is inserted date. 10th November was inserted date. 10th November. Okay. So now from this simple example only, you can understand that how complex this system is. That is why data engineering and this all job profile, you have to be good in numbers. You should know how to play with numbers. Okay, now check the order by ID. Please, this is not inserted. Have I not inserted this? Oh, I've inserted the 6E record. 6E I inserted, no? This one I've inserted. I was supposed to insert 2B. Delete from employee IL, where ID equals 6 and department equals tech. By mistake, I inserted this record. I was supposed to insert this one, no? This record I was supposed to insert. Active 5 was there. This number है तेरा, where to be tech करला. Too many values. Now check the data.
No, we have to make active flag as an
Active flag as in for which record? Two cells. Kerala, right?
yeah.
I'll update this table. Update employee IL. Set active flag. If you will get a chance to look into that, the job, the script, what developer has written, data engineer has written, you will find all this stuff there. Or you can ask them that, okay, please share the code. They will share it with you. You can tell them that I have to do white box testing or something like that. I have to do analysis. They will share. Oh, what I'm writing here. Cells and location. Scale. Yes, please check now. Clear? Clear, guys?
Yes.
Yes, sir.
So this is your SCD type 2. I have shown both the scenario. If they're telling that, no, we don't want to maintain type 2 on department, you will update the existing record. Don't update all the records. I have seen freshers, developers, they're doing this mistake. They will update the entire record, this has tick, this has tick. So don't do that. That will give you wrong information. It means that when you are in Hyderabad, you are working in tech department. Do you think so? No. B was working in sales department when he was in Hyderabad. Why you're updating all the records? That is why always you have to update the active record. Clear?
Yes.
Shall I proceed? So this is, we are done with SCD type 2. In interview, if the interview is asking question, what is type 2? Generally, they ask type 2 because they know that this is a little bit complicated. Type 1 is simple. A new record is there, you insert it. If there is change in the existing record, update it. No further discussion on that, very simple. Type 2, you have to tell that here we maintain the history. And if possible, still opportunity to explain it, okay? And try to explain. That will prove that, oh, he knows that. Okay, and in interviews, it happens like in the first 2-3 questions, if you are able to prove yourself, no, that is something like that that decides what interviewer has to do. Okay, after that, it's just a formality. So within 1 to 3 questions, you have to prove yourself. Okay, so we are done with type 2. Shall I move to type 3 now?
Sure.
Okay, type 3, I will try to explain you in shortcut. If you can understand, well and good. If no, then I will explain again in detail that, okay? So this is type 3. Same thing will be there. You will get data from source, you will load in a stage, you will load in IL. So I'm not repeating that story. Is that fine? You know all these things now?
Yes.
Okay. Now the location of B changed from Mumbai to Bangalore, no? Okay, suppose from Mumbai to Bangalore it changed, okay. And now you are maintaining type 3. So what will happen? In this case, what you will do, if the location has changed from Mumbai to Bangalore, you will insert a new record. Current location of B is Bangalore. A is Delhi. This is this one only. And this column value will be changed to previous location. What you understood from this, first of all? Come on, tell me.
You're maintaining the prior records and adding the new records or something?
Here am I maintaining the history or not?
Yes.
Yes. But instead of creating a new record, what I have done?
Adding the new
I have
ones.
added a new column, correct?
Yeah.
And this
Yep.
column name is current location. This is previous location. So now from this, you can see that earlier he was in Bangalore and now he is in, sorry, currently he is in Bangalore. Earlier he was in Mumbai. When the locations are same, it means it has not changed. When the locations are same, it means it has not changed. So this is type 3. Is this clear?
Yes, Tanvir.
Yes.
Suppose again move from Bangalore to Hyderabad. Then for that again, what you will do, you will create one more new column. And this will be now Hyderabad. This is Bangalore. This is Mumbai. And then this will be current location. This will be LST location. ST last location. And this will be previous location. So now for B, you were in Hyderabad, before that Bangalore, before that Mumbai. Clear?
Yes, Tanvir.
But in type 3, there is one demerit. Type 3 is used when you are interested in only last 2 to 3 locations. Like suppose after this, what will happen? From Hyderabad, you move to Kerala. So in this, suppose in this type 3, your business analyst is telling that we want to see only last 3 locations. Sometimes it happens, you're not interested in all the locations. You want to see only last 3 locations, last 2 locations, right? In that case, if now he moved from Hyderabad to Kerala, so what, and you are interested in last 2 location only. So this value Bangalore, you will shift here. Okay. And this Hyderabad, you will shift here. And this Kerala will shift here. Now you're interested in only last 2 locations. Before Bangalore, where he was staying, you're not interested. So many times business has this use case that I'm not interested in all the previous locations. Like suppose in your, when you're switching a company, right? So the new company wants to check your all the previous company's documents they will ask, right? The relieving data and all those things, correct? You all have experienced this, right? But coming to salary, they will ask the salary slip of the last organization, right?
Yes.
Okay. Similarly, if you're applying for credit card, they will ask you the bank statement of last 3 months only, correct?
Yeah.
So these are the use cases. In those use cases where your business is interested in only last 2 location or last 3 location, we go for type 3. We don't go for type 2. So this is your type 3, but mostly in ETL project type 2 is used. And nowadays, mostly type 2, because nowadays everyone wants all the data. And that is why nowadays you have the term ELT. I will explain in detail what is ELT: extract, load, and then transform. Earlier it was ETL: extract, transform, and load. We will discuss about that down the line. So this is your type 3. We have completed type 1, type 2, and type 3. Very, 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 very important concept. At least 95% I can give you guarantee you will get this question in your interviews. Even if you're working in project, this is a very common term used in almost all the ETL project. So now see, if you know all those things, and suppose if you are attending a meeting, the brainstorming session is going on, and if you know all those things, you will add value in that meeting. And that will give a sense to your manager or to the lead that, oh, this guy knows all those things. And then that will give a different weightage in your project. Especially you will see in project, if someone is not speaking, that doesn't give a good sign of that particular employee. It seems like he's working in silos, or he's not interactive, or maybe he doesn't know the thing, he doesn't want to contribute and all this stuff. So always in interviews, try to add some useful content so that it should reflect your weightage in the project and in the organization. Okay, hope it is clear.
Yes, Tanvir.
Yes. Thank you.
Okay, now,
Tanvir,
yeah.
in the type 3, because here we are keeping tab only on one location, this is easy. But looking at this, I feel having tab on 2 things, let's say both on department and location, will it be difficult using type 3?
You are correct. So that is why I told type 3 is a very customized. It is very tailored one. So that is the reason generally ETL project, they prefer type 2.
Sure.
Your analysis is correct. And that is why they prefer type 2. Although I have worked in all these 3, type 1, type 2, type 3 in my project. So type 2, mostly we have used type 2.
Okay, thank you.
Okay.
Also, in a given project, for different tables, can we have, I mean, let's say for there is
Yes.
something as simple.
Yes, I know what you're asking, but answer is yes. Oh, you complete. Sorry, you complete. But by the way,
Yeah, I was saying, like, is it possible to have for one table, which are like simple ones, we'll have type 3, which are of more importance, we'll have type 2.
That is what I told you. Yes.
I got you.
So
seasoned
yes.
trainer now.
So yes, in project it happened. Few tables will be type 1, few tables will be type 2. few tables will be type 3. It is not like that your entire project, all the tables must be type 2. No, you can customize, you can keep the table which is simple, you're not interested in history, keep it type 1. Some table which is important, you have a lot of measures, you have calculative information, you have to make it type 2. Okay, so yes, according to the need, you can make a table type 1, type 2, or type 3. Okay, I was working once in the real estate project where we used to invest money in different companies, their buildings, the commercial buildings, and all these things. So there we want to see the history of tenant. Sometime what happened that you have purchased a commercial building, right? And you have given a certain a floor or area for lease purpose, okay? And then after some time you realize that, oh, this particular tenant, no, he's indulged in some illegal activities, right? It happens. So then you will blacklist him. And then in that case, you want to maintain a history of that customer. Why? Tenant. Why? Because maybe after 10 years, he will again approach you. And if you don't have the history, how you will check the past record of him, right? And then again, you will lease your property to him. So that is why in those cases, we used to maintain the history of the tenant, okay, their qualification and many other things we used to maintain there. Okay, hope it is clear.
Yes, Tanvir, clear, very clear.
Yes, sir. Yeah, actually, I can relate. Can I share something?
Yeah, sure.
Actually, I can relate to the type 2 one because when I used to work on the analysis, right, and I used to include the inactive records too. Of course, I understand now why inactive and active records are included, but at that time, the data used to be inflated. So when you're working on a type 2, right, you have to ensure that the inactive records are excluded out or filtered out.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I.
Yeah, Nita, please go ahead.
No, I was saying like initially that was my hiccup. Like, I used to include all the records, but yesterday from your lecture yesterday, right, I understood why the inactive records are also included in type 2.
Correct.
Yeah.
After this integration layer, we have an access layer. I have not entered. Yeah.
She was talking about data being inflated. May you know what it is?
Data being
inflated.
Data being inflated. Anita, you want to add something?
Yeah, sure. Like data is inflated because you're including your inactive records only, right? Because I mean, when you're looking at when you're doing your analysis, right, you only want to look at active records. So inflated is like when you're including your inactive as well. I mean, in layman terms.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah.
So because you're saying it's having irrelevant stuff, is it?
Yeah, irrelevant. Yep. Yeah. You can say that.
Thank you, Anita.
Yeah. Yeah.
Hope it is clear.
Clear.
Okay. Fine. What I was telling. Something you asked, guys. I forgot what I was telling. What you asked. Okay. I remember. Sorry. I have this very bad problem of forgetting the things immediately. Yeah, I was telling that access layer I have not discussed so far. When I will jump to access layer or when we will enter access layer, again, I will trigger the same discussion of type 2 because don't think that this type 2 story is over. I will show that in access layer, when we are moving the data, what data we will move and all this stuff. So just this came suddenly to my mind. So again, we will trigger this discussion. Okay. So far, I'm just telling integration here, this happens. But in access layer, what will happen? Again, we'll discuss it. Okay. So now I am proceeding with soft delete. Okay. Soft delete. Again, this is very, very, very common term in any ETL project. You know, most of you have heard this and someone asked as well. I'm not sure whether Praveen has asked or someone has asked in the very beginning of this session. Soft delete. Okay, now listen very carefully, like what I'm trying to explain here. I start my interview question for any data related job profile with soft delete and SCD type 2. And if the candidate is able to answer, then I proceed my interview. If he fails here, I make my decision. Because I know if soft delete and type 2, if someone doesn't know in detail, so there's no need of asking another question. So on 10th of November, this is the data I received from the source team. This data I have loaded in a staging table. This is the data in staging. Same data I have loaded in integration layer, right? I'm not bringing access layer now. We will discuss that down the line, okay? So far clear, very straightforward scenario.
Yes.
12th November. 12th November. No, 12th November. 12th November 2023. 12th November 2023. No, I think this will not be clear if I will explain this. This is not a good example because Lord, I have not explained. This is not an example. 1 minute, guys. Okay, I want to frame that scenario actually, so that it should be easy for you to understand. Fine. Leave this example. Okay, this is not a good example. I will explain this after explaining another example, because I know you will ask a question here and I will not be having answer for that. So before that, I want to explain this scenario. I will come to that scenario, but after this. Okay, first let me explain this one. Location, Delhi, Chennai, this Mumbai. Very simple. Transaction date, 11th of November 2022. And gross profit is transaction amount. Transaction amount is 100, 150, 250. Very simple data I have taken, okay? Very simple data. This is the data my source team has sent, okay? Suppose I have a restaurant at Delhi, Chennai, and Mumbai, okay? Restaurant or any other business I have at these 3 locations. Okay. On 11th of November, I got this value that in Delhi, the total transaction amount was 100, Chennai 150, Mumbai 250. Clear?
Yes.
What I will do, I will load this in my staging table. So this is my, suppose this is transaction stage table. I will load here. And I will add a new column, inserted date. When it is inserted on 11th of November. Any questions so far?
Clear.
No.
No. Then after this, what I will do? Come on,
Integration.
tell me. I'll move to the list of
Integration.
integration layer. Integration layer. One thing I will tell you. In some projects, I have seen that you will see that even they're not maintaining type 2, but they will keep an active flag. So please don't get confused with that. In some projects, you will see they're not maintaining any type 2, but still they keep an active flag. So don't get confused that why they're maintaining active flag. Okay. So this is the data in integration layer. Clear?
Yeah.
On top of it, I don't want to discuss that type 2 again, that if the same data will come, then what will happen and blah, blah, blah. Okay. Suppose on 15th of November 2022, source team has sent me this data. This is on 15th of November. 2022. They send me this data, and suppose on that day the transaction was 150, and this is 160. Okay. I will load this data in my staging table, correct?
Yes.
Yeah.
So I loaded this in my staging table. Now try to understand what will happen. So this is on 15th November, no?
Yes.
15th November, 15th November, 15th November. Now, when I will load this data in integration layer, what will be the problem? In integration layer, you will keep this data as it is. You will not delete it, right? And then you will insert these two records, correct?
Yeah.
You will mark it as Y, Y. What we are missing here?
Why?
Sorry?
Mumbai data.
Mumbai. I will drop an email to the source team that why you have not sent the Mumbai data, right?
Correct.
See, we guys are technical people. We don't know functionally what is happening. Many times you will see you're working in a project, you're working on a table, you're working on a column, but you don't know what is the significance of that column. It happens. But you should know that it will make sense, then you will add value to your business. I will connect with them. I will ask them that today why you have not sent the Mumbai data. And it was agreed that this 3 locations data you have to send on a daily basis. Okay.
Yes.
Source team told me that actually Mumbai was not performing well. So that is why company has stopped their operation in Mumbai. And it happened. It's a very frequent activity in any business. You know, like Ford company, they stopped their manufacturing plant in Chennai recently. I have seen that plant when I was in Chennai for 4 years. It was a very big plant. So they stopped it, right? And similarly, I think Chevrolet as well. So that happens. Source teams told me that they have stopped their operation in Mumbai. That is why we have not sent the data. I told, okay, it is fine. You understood the story so far?
Yes, please.
Now tell me here. Sorry. So I'm not inserting a record for Mumbai. Is that fine? Yes, that is fine because I have not received any data. There is no transaction for 15th November. So I have not inserted any record. That is fine, correct?
Yes.
Okay. Now the management asked me, then we show me the current status of all the locations where we operate or business current status. What I will do, I will write this query, select star from transaction IL where active flag is equal to Y. Correct, no?
Yes.
Now this will give me this information to the business.
Yes.
Yes.
Now your business will ask a question that for 15th of November, why you're not showing Mumbai transaction? Then you will start telling all the story that Mumbai, no, actually they have stopped the business and that is why we have not received any transaction. That is why we are not showing that, correct?
Yes.
So there will be little confusion. There will be little to and fro will happen, right? Because if or else suppose you are showing this on report. So obviously your different stakeholders, they will ask question that why for 15th of November, you don't have the data of Mumbai. I agree that you will revert that for Mumbai, we don't have any, we stop the transaction and all those things, but there will be some to and fro.
Yeah.
Correct? For that, what we used to do is here itself, you will make this as N. You understood why? Anyone?
It's no longer an operation.
Correct. If you will mark it N, and if you want to show the current status of your business, so this N record will, so this will be N and this will not be visible.
Yes.
Okay. So this is known as soft delete. You are keeping this in your integration layer, but silently you have deactivated it by marking active flag as N. So then now you can ask question that Tanvir, why don't you delete this record at all? Please delete it. Right now, if we have stopped this transaction at Mumbai, then let's delete all the previous transaction of Mumbai. Then why we are keeping it?
That won't give any analytics, right?
For analytics.
Irrespective
Correct.
if it's working or not.
Yes, for analytics. Okay. So that is why silently you will mark it as active flag N. So now this is active flag and it means now you are not doing any transaction with Mumbai, but for analytics, you want to keep this record. You don't want to delete it. Suppose if you will delete it and after 2 years, again, you saw that in Mumbai, the business, a particular business is doing very well. Some government policy has changed and you thought of again starting. So then your management will ask that, okay, when for the first time when we started, please show the number, how it was performing, so that we will plan accordingly. So if you have deleted the data, how you will do the analytics on top of it? So this is known as soft delete. You will mark it as active flag N. It means you are softly deleting it. Is that clear?
Yes, Tanvir, clear.
So this is soft delete. The interview, if you're getting this question, you have to answer that soft delete is like when we are getting data from a particular business location or source, and down the line, if we have stopped the transaction from that location because of some any type of reason, any reason. So we want to keep that record for analytics purpose. So for that purpose, we will mark it active flag N. Okay, and that is known as soft delete. So now don't get confused with soft delete and type 2, guys. This is not type 2. This is not type 2. This active flag N is acting here as a soft delete. Is that clear?
Yes, clear, Tanvir.
Okay. Fine. So this was soft delete. Any question?
No.
So
And now
one
you-
question.
Yeah.
Sorry. So would you say like soft delete is part of type 2? I mean, it's
No.
I mean,
It is
it's not.
nowhere related to type 2. That is what I told. It is nowhere related to type 2. It is a different thing. It is like you stop the transaction from a particular location or source. Okay. So that is why you are marking it as N, so that it should not be visible on report now. Okay. But down the line, if you want to do analytics on this, then you can use it. So that is why you're keeping history of this. Like what happens, like when you're leaving a company, okay, or your friend has left a company, what happened? Their employee ID, that will be freezed, right? You will see that will not be, what I can say, that will not be activated, right? So they will keep a record of that employee, but that they will make it soft delete. That
Okay.
is soft delete.
Yeah, sorry, I was thinking like once you switch the flag to no, that by default relates to soft delete, but that's not the case though, right?
No, soft delete is different. That is what I told. And type 2 is different. Type 2 we are doing there to maintain the history, and you are expecting that still you are doing business with that organization. Like see here in this case, still your employee B is in your company, in your organization. That is why you have that employee B active records as well here. Okay. But in soft delete means you're not doing any more transaction with any client or any customer or any location. So you will mark it as N, because now this data you will not be getting from source. Okay. So Mumbai data you will not be getting from source. But in integration, you will keep it as N, because down the line, if it is needed, you will fetch this data.
Okay, got it. Thanks, sir. Makes
Okay, no
sense.
problem. Now, can you correlate why the name is soft delete? Can you correlate it?
Yes, Tanvir.
That is why it is known as soft delete. Softly you are deleting it, but actually it is not deleted. It is like you are deactivating it. Okay. Any other question, guys? Anyone?
Tanvir, can we say like soft delete will be processed on already processed data? So it's already stored data in
Oh,
This
yeah,
way.
this is already processed data. Earlier you were doing transaction here, but now you are not doing any transaction. So that is why you're deleting it, but you're maintaining a copy of it.
Okay, got it. Yes. So there is no more, no longer data will be accepted
No
for
more.
that
You
particular.
don't have any more transaction in Mumbai, but you're keeping it because down the line you don't know again if you want to do some analytics on this. This will be used. But suppose if I will delete this data, I deleted it. So now suppose after 5 years, if the business wants, if your management wants to do business again in Mumbai, so they need some data, no? That earlier, what was the reason why we stopped the transaction? Correct? And they will ask this question. If you don't have any data, what you will answer? Correct? So that is why
Yes,
we
got it.
keep that.
So we can say it is no longer related to SCT type 2, type 3 and all. Just
No.
it's a process state.
It is a standalone. It is nowhere related to
Okay.
type 2. Why you are getting confused? Because there as well we use active flag, here as well we use active flag, but the purpose of using active flag there is different. You want to segregate active and inactive records, right? And here you know that this entity is no more, you're not doing any business with this entity anymore.
Yeah, got
Okay.
it. Thank you. Thank you.
Okay, no problem.
Hi, Tanvir. I actually have a
Hi,
simple
hi.
question.
Yeah.
When we are extracting the data or the source team is sending in the file, where are we performing all these operations? Are we performing in the data lake? Or are we performing in the data warehouse?
Data lake, I will cover after some time. All these things are performing data warehouse.
Warehouse, okay.
In different, everything is happening inside data warehouse only, database, data warehouse. Okay, and everything is happening inside that only. Okay, you are providing data will pass through your data pipeline. That is why the name is data pipeline. Let me create that. Do you have any pipe here? Cylindrical pipe, do you have any? I have taught that when I think in the last class. Okay, see, this is your pipeline. Okay, what is happening? And this is the main heart of any ETL. Inside this, all your calculations, your transformations will be there. And now your source team, okay, they will send data, the raw data or any other data. And that data, when you will run the job, so the job will pull this data, it will pass through this pipeline. And inside this pipeline, all your scripting experience you will do. Okay, and then the final data you will get here in the integration layer or access layer.
Yes, Tanvir. You told this with an example of PRT by 100.
Correct. Yeah, correct. PRT by 100. I think that recording 2-3 weeks back, I have shared that recording as well. That is pipeline, and this is the main engine of your ETL. Everything will happen here. Your data will pass.
Basically, all the calculations are also happening inside.
Correct. The calculations will happen in this pipeline. Okay, and then after this, the output. Like see, your calculator, it's like a pipeline. Okay.
Yeah, you compared it with the calculator as well.
Calculator, right? Yeah. If you will do 4 plus 2. So you are inserting data 4 plus 2, right? Internally, the calculator has been programmed that, okay, if user writes 4 plus 2, then do this operation, right? So that is the pipeline. It is passing through pipeline, and then on console, it is showing you 6 is the output, right? And that is the output. So your calculator is again is a data pipeline. Through that, your data is passing, and then you are doing the engineer who has designed that calculator, they're doing they have applied some logics there, the plus, minus, root, differentiation, integration, all those things. Okay. Clear?
Yes, Tanvir.
Yes, thank you.
Okay. I was telling up to this. Okay, fine. Fine. Let me move to the next topic then. So now I will just check what all we have covered so far. This is over. This is over. This is over. You see, this is what ETL. We're extracting data, you're dumping in a stage, you're applying some logic, you're loading here, then finally you will show on report. This is your ETL. And this is what you have data in different formats, different sources, you're loading, and then you are showing. All these things I will discuss in what is data mart and all this stuff. Don't worry. Is all pictures shows you ETL project. Final is your reporting, analytics, reporting, everything is the final result. If this thing is correct, this final result will be correct. Your analytics will work correctly, your reporting will work correctly. Okay. See, ELT. Okay. ELT. Anyone has heard about ELT or any idea what is ELT? Anyone?
No, Tanvir.
It's extract, load, and then transform, right? You transform all your data within the data warehouse itself.
Okay, anyone else?
Actually, in my projects, something like I have not worked, but like during some supply chain concept, they are telling like we are using some data lake now, not data warehouse. So in data lake, we will use ELT, so we don't have that much time to transfer and load. First, we will load the data, so we will get some supply chain end-to-end information. Something I don't have idea, just they were discussing.
Good. See, okay. Earlier, what happened? Earlier means before 2014, 13. Okay. People, they don't know the power of data at that. They know, but that was not that much powerful. And that is why nowadays everyone is talking about data. Even in your Lok Sabha election, the party, they are applying their logics on big data. And I'm not sure how many of you know this, all these calculations they apply, they try to understand their voters, the community, to which section they used to vote and all those things. So this all happens using big data. Okay. Earlier, what happened? Like suppose I have my business in Delhi, Mumbai, Chennai, Kerala. Okay. In Delhi, I'm doing a business of suppose 10 million. Mumbai, I'm doing a business of suppose 85 million. Chennai, I'm doing a business 75 million. And Kerala, I'm doing a business of 65 million. Okay. Earlier, what happened? The business, they will think that, okay, this Mumbai and Chennai, okay, let's suppose this is 15 million. They will think that, okay, Mumbai and Chennai are the main contributor, right? So they will load data of Mumbai and Chennai only in their database. And then all their reporting, everything they will perform on this. They will ignore this Delhi and Kerala. They will think that, okay, this is not a major contributor, or maybe because of some reason, they don't want to do reporting on this other locations, or if you have different sources. So net stories earlier, they filter the data at the source itself, that what all source they are interested, they will load only those data and they will prepare report on that only. If the sources they're not interested, they will tell that, okay, for this sources we are not interested much, leave it, don't load this data. Is the scenario clear first of all?
Yes.
So
Can you please repeat, Tanvir?
I will repeat. Earlier, what happened that you were very choosy in selecting the sources from where you want data, which you want to publish on report. Okay, suppose if you have business in 10 locations, so maybe you are not interested to load data of all the 10 locations. You want to load data of only 3-4 locations because that is your major business operation happening there. So in those scenarios, you want to load data from a particular locations only. So that's why it was known as ETL. It means extract whatever you want and then transform it and then load it. The transform data, the clean data, then load it. Okay. But in ELT nowadays, what is happening? In this scenario, people realize that suppose after 10 years, you realized that, okay, let's start your business. Let's grow your business in Delhi and Kerala as well, right? Then your management will ask, no, that, okay, show me the transaction for the last 10 years of Delhi and Kerala. Do you have that data?
No.
You don't have that data. So that is why now the business realized the power of data. And that is why now they are telling that please load the data from all the sources, whatever you have. Load the data from all the sources, whatever you have. So now in a stage layer, you have data of all this Delhi, Mumbai, Chennai, and Kerala. Correct? Earlier in a stage, you were having data of only Mumbai and Chennai. Correct? Then in integration layer, you will show the data of only Mumbai and Chennai. Correct?
Yes.
Then in access layer, we load the data of only Mumbai and Chennai. Reporting layer will show the data of only Mumbai and Chennai. After 10 years, business told you that let's expand our business in Delhi. Management asked you that, okay, show me the transaction of last 10 years of Delhi. Let's see how it is performing. Do you have the data for Delhi?
No.
Do you have data of Kerala? No, you have
ETL,
not
no.
loaded that, right? So then business, they realize that, oh, we lost the data of Kerala and Delhi. Now, suppose the same business your competitor is doing, and if they have loaded data of Delhi and Kerala as well, so after 10 years, they will do some reporting here. They will understand that how the business is performing in Delhi and Kerala, and accordingly, they will take some business decision. You see, randomly, you cannot take business decision, guys. You know, the wrong business decision can be very costly affair, right? So that is why then business thought that, oh no, we missed it. Then they realize that in whatever location you have business, load all the data in a stage, but in integration layer, keep only those locations which you are interested in. In A layer, keep only those locations which you are interested in. In reporting layer, show only those locations which you are interested in. So that after 10 years now, in this case, if your business is telling that I want to expand my business in Delhi, please show me the data analytics data of Delhi. Do you have the data of Delhi?
Yes.
Correct? The Delhi data is present here. What you will do? Now you will create a pipeline from Delhi and you will load the data here. So now the Delhi data is present here. Correct?
Yes.
Is this clear?
Yes, Tanvir.
And then you will load this data to AL layer, and then you will load this data to reporting layer. So this is known as ELT. In ELT, you are not bothered about the transformation and the business logic where you want to apply. Here you are telling that boss, whatever you have in stock, bring all these things, dump it in a stage. So here now your main priority is to load data of all the sources. And then you are telling that after this, I will decide what I want, what I don't want. Correct? That is why this is known as ELT, extract, load. And then after that, we will see what transformations we want to do on which layer, on which sources. Is this clear?
Yes.
And here
Yes,
you are
Tanvir.
choosy. Here you are telling that what I want, I will transform that only. And that transform data I will load. But here you have a pay, means this will come at a cost, and the cost is you will lose this data. The benefit is, no, the benefit I will not tell now. Is this clear first of all?
Yes.
Any question?
Sir,
Yes,
until
maybe.
which layer we will load only staging, right?
Sorry. Can you go one more?
Yeah, can you explain this part alone, like one more time? you said last few lines.
Which line, Kashif?
About the part, right? It comes with the cost, and this in this you physically load everything.
Yeah. The cost is here you have to load all the data, no? All the sources of data you're loading in a stage. Now, here there is a demerit of ELT. Merit you understood, no? Merit you understood?
We have the data.
Merit is clear, guys. Means after 10 years, you want the data, you have the data in stock, you can get it from here, right? But what is the demerit of ELT?
It's time consuming.
Time consuming.
Storage cost, Tanvir.
Storage
That is one of the
cost.
reason.
Akshay told, right?
Danish here.
Danish. Storage cost, don't you think, guys?
No, storage is too much cheap, so that will not be a problem for them.
Because nowadays, no.
Yeah, nowadays.
And what if you're handling a petabytes of data, still the storage you have to pay, right?
Yeah, then
if you're buying a laptop, go from 250 GB SSD to 500 GB SSD, you have to pay extra for that, right? I agree. It is very cheap. Earlier, when we were doing BTech, we used to buy that, I think, 250 GB hard disk and all those things. Now 1 TB is very common. I agree that is very cheap nowadays, but still that's a concern. Correct?
Yeah.
Next, okay, apart from that, what is the second demerit? Technical demerit, think and tell me.
The performance, we have to load everything.
Okay, any other?
Selecting particular locations and doing transformations on that.
Okay. Assume this scenario. Go back 15 years. Okay, before 15 years, mobile, really people use mobile and the smartphone was not there, right? We used to buy books, correct? We will go earlier, no, like I used to go for that book fair, right? It happens like you're going for book fair from college, from the school, right? Or your parents will take you that, okay, come on, go to good book fair. I know we are not interested, but still they will compel us that, okay, there is a book fair, let's go there. We'll go to book fair, right?
Yeah.
We will buy some book. Even we know that this book is not of that much importance, but you like it and you will buy it, and when you will come to your house, you will dump it somewhere in your cardboard, right? Again, you will buy some magazines or something like that, you will keep it. You are dumping it. I'm not sure how many of you have experienced, but I have experienced this. After some
I
time,
have did it.
you open the cardboard, right? And you will see that your the books will be like anything. This is not applicable to the ladies or the girls in this group. They are very good in that, but especially for boys, you will see that you are dumping it there. And after some time, you will see that, oh my God, there's a heap, the pile of the books are there. And then you will plan that, okay, on Sunday, I will take 2 hours and I will arrange all those things. Correct? You might have experienced this. I have experienced this. Okay. Nowadays, what happens? I will go, I'll buy medicine or some other thing. They will give that bill receipt, right? So I have a wooden box. I will just keep it there. And then after some time, if I have to search something, if something is not working, so I have to search that bill. It will take a lot of time, right? Same thing happens in ELT. You are dumping data of Delhi here. You are keeping dumping data of Delhi, dumping data of Delhi. So if you will continue dumping data of Delhi, and if you're not arranging means if you're not maintaining a proper schema for this, if you're not, you don't have a correct table for this, then after 5-10 years, it becomes very tedious task to pull data from this. So in ELT, don't only dump. At the same time, please, you have to remove duplicates as well. You have to check junk values as well. So generally in project, what people do mistake, they think that, okay, in ELT means the data source, which source we are not interested, not just keep on dumping. It is fine. You will having all the data, but after 10 years, it will become very difficult to manage it. And then you will write your query in cleaning the data, removing the duplicate, removing the junk values, removing the null values. Okay. So that is why this is one of the limitation or the challenge in ELT. Hope it is clear.
Yes, in my field, this is called as inventory management.
Inventory management.
Yes, please.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I think this correlates here. Correct. You have to manage it. Correct. Okay,
Inventory is
guys.
basically piles of, loads of having something. So
Okay.
yeah, you should manage it properly so that one day when you need something, you can get it without much hustle.
Oh, correct. Like how it happens in the government office. Once I got a chance to go CAG office. Oh my God, it's still a lot of files and a big thick layer of dust was there on top of it. It became, I don't know how they manage it and all these things, right? So yes, if you're not managing it, same thing will happen. That is one of the limitation of ELT. You have to take care of that. So, yeah.
But in the ELT, like once we load the data, right? Once we dump the data, we usually use a few kind of triggers to extract some information and separate it from the actual base table, right? I mean, basically, extract it from the stage to another different table.
That is what I told you should do that. That's the best practice if you're doing it well and good. But generally, what I have seen in a couple of projects, and this is the demerit of developer. And I will tell you the internal politics what happened. The developers, they think that okay, I'm dumping here. This will not be visible on the report, so no one will raise concern here. No, after 10 years, I'm not working in this company. Okay, someone else will come and he will rewire this. He will do the rewiring, right? So that is why they don't take care of doing all this activity here. But Kashif, you are correct. Ideally, they should write logic here that this data should be clean, it should be managed. So that after 10 years, if you want this data, quickly you should pull it from here. You should not invest your time in data cleaning and all this stuff.
No. Usually, actually, I have a doubt. I'm not really sure about that. Is why I'm asking. So usually, once we dump the data into the staging table, we using few triggers and few storages, we usually extract the data and separate it into different tables according to the logic which we have written it. Then after every 3 year or every 5 years, after the audit, we usually truncate this in our activity, right? Like yearly activity, we usually dump it. This is how it is, or like it is something different, or
like. That also you can do what you're telling, because from that process also you're segregating this data in some different tables, and then again you are archiving it. So that is also fine. You see, whatever method you're applying, my only concern, what I told you, is you should manage it. You should process it. If there's some dirty data, some bad data, some other sensitive data, you should remove it. That is what I'm telling. Whatever way you want to apply, you can apply that. That's not a concern.
No, this is what I said. Is it ELT, or is it I said something else? Like
I'm not sure. Like, are you dumping data from all the sources of your business?
Yeah, all the sources. Like there are some specific tables.
Then it is correct. Then it is ELT. You are loading the data, and you are not bothering before the transformation. You're just dumping it, and then after that you are thinking of the transformation. That is ELT.
To transformation, we have triggers and all those different kind of items, right? In our SQL server.
No. See, if you're applying triggers, functions, procedures, and all the data, whatever you have extracted, that is not ELT. That is ETL. That is ETL, because now you are using all the data. You're applying transformation on all the data. Okay, of your business. Okay, you're not storing some data. You're applying transformation on all the data.
Yes.
So that is ETL only you are doing. And then on top of it, I will teach you what is data lake. Then it will be more clear. I think I have data lake here, somewhere here.
Okay, then also it is still the ETL only. Like
see, okay. 1 minute, Kashif. Just I need 5 more minutes, guys. From this example, I'm not told you anything about data lake, right? From this two picture, this one you have a boat, you have some water, and this is Aquafina mineral water bottle. What you understood from this?
Data lake is where we filter.
Data lake is?
Where we filter the data.
Okay.
So basically, in data lake, what we do is we keep all the data,
No,
like everything.
Data lake is very huge.
Don't tell me what is data lake and this. Tell me this two picture. What you understood from this two picture?
Lake is very huge.
Data lake has
Warehouse
more
is very
water.
small.
Again data lake. Again data lake.
No, this
Is
is
very huge.
unfiltered,
Mart is
unfiltered
very
water,
small.
like unfiltered, like water,
Unfiltered.
and
This
this
is
is filtered water.
filtered. What about volume?
There is a limited volume for bottle, but not for a sea.
Okay. Number of sources. Do you know from which source water is coming in this sea or pond?
No,
Many sources.
Numerous.
Many sources. Here, you know, you have a limited one or two source. You are filtering
Yes.
that. You're keeping it here. That is why this is data lake and this is your data warehouse or data mart. Here, you don't know how many sources are there. You're dumping the data from all the possible sources. You're not filtering it. Here, you are filtering it. Here, the volume is huge. Here, the volume is limited. Best representation of data lake and data warehouse. And that is what ETL and ELT. In ELT project, you have the concept of data lake because you're extracting from all the possible sources. And data warehouse of data mart, it works on ETL. Your sources are limited and you are transforming it, you are filtering it, and you are showing this. Okay, hope it is clear. Any other question?
Yes, Tanvir, one last question, please.
Mm-hmm.
Sir, I'm just trying to correlate what we discussed. Now, can I tell like we discussed the full load, right? Full load is ELT process. So
No,
we are just
no.
Okay.
Don't correlate with that. That is not. Leave that. That is different.
Okay.
That is
Thank you.
different. You see, a full load means for a particular location, you are getting data of previous days as well, right? All the previous days. But here we are telling we want all the sources. In full load, you want all the previous day data of a particular location. That is full load. But in data lake, you are getting data from all the sources of your business. Okay, maybe we will discuss this again in the next class. Don't worry.
Okay. Okay. Thank you.
Okay, guys. Fine then. I'll stop here.
I have a question.
Yeah. Those who wants to drop, you can drop. If you have any other question, yeah, please, you can stay on call.
Tanvir, during the course of your class, you talked about white box testing. May I know what is that?
Okay. There's two type of testing: white box testing and black box testing. Okay. Black box testing means, as the name indicates, that is black box for you. You don't know the internal mechanism of it, right? Internally, how it has been wired and all this stuff. Suppose if in your house an electrician has done some wiring, okay, after that, what you will do, you will switch it on, you will check that fan is working or not, your AC is working or not, right? You will check the indicator, you will check, then you will switch off the main supply, you will check inverter is working or not, and all those things, correct? So that is black box testing. You are just testing the functionality, correct?
Yeah.
Now suppose you are also very good in wiring and you open that board, that modular board, you have opened it from a screw. I know we don't do that, but suppose you opened it and internally you are checking that, okay, live wire where he has connected, the neutral wire where he has connected, the inverter wire where he has connected, and all those connections, the main supply where he has connected, the dual supply where he has connected. So that what you have done, you have now checking the each and every wire, each and every loops, right? That is, you are checking the internal logic. That is known as white box testing. So in white box testing, if you are doing, generally testers, they don't do white box testing, but in some projects it is required that you should do white box testing. In that, what developer has coded, each and every script, each and every condition, the for loop, while loop, if else condition, you have to test all these things, it is working or not. And that will be mentioned in a FRD document. Okay, that okay, if this is when I was working for Japan, I'm not sure how many of you know, but for Japan, if you know that financial calculations, the logics are very different. The financial system is very different. So when I was working for Citibank, so the financial logics for Japan was very different. 2 pages, 3 pages logics will be there. They will give a lot of condition that if transaction happen in this currency, then use this as spot rate. As if transaction has done by this investor of this region, then check this condition. So in that testing, you have to test each and every condition what business has mentioned. That is known as white box testing. Is that clear?
Yes, Tanvir, very clear.
Okay.
And also, I mean, I had this doubt from much before, not just as you talked about. You talked about FRD, LLD, and HLD. I mean, it's okay if you're covering it as a part of the course, or if not, please tell it now.
Quickly, I will tell you. FRD is functional requirement document. When your project will start, that will be like MS Word document. In that document, everything will be mentioned, like what is there in your scope, what all logics will be there, what all tables will be using, the type 2 tables, and all those things. Means requirement will be there in FRD. That is why the name is FRD, functional requirement document. Okay. And that will be shared with your business stakeholder. They will give a sign up on top of it that, okay, yes, this is the requirement what we want. Okay. HLD is high level design. Once you have received the FRD, after that, your architect or data modeler will design a database. Means he will design how many tables are required, how many columns are required, which table will go for type 2, which table will go for type 1, whether star schema is needed, whether snowflake schema is needed, how many dimension table will you want, how many fact tables you want. Okay. So this he will represent in a ER diagram, entity relationship diagram. Okay. And that is something high level diagram he will show you that, okay, from this data will flow to this table, from this table data will flow to that table, and all those things. That is known as HLD, high level diagram. Especially that diagram is shared with the project manager or the product manager or the business analyst. And then after that, he will get a low level diagram. In low level diagram, that will be shared with the developers because they have to now start coding. That will give you more granular information that what business logic you have to apply here. Okay. And all those details will be there about the formula and all those stuff will be there. That is LLD, low level design. That will be used by the your developers, SQL developer or data engineers or the testers. Okay.
So all these three will be prepared only by the data architect, correct?
HLD and LLD will be prepared by data architect, but your FRD is prepared by business analyst.
Okay, clear. Thank you. Thank you,
Okay.
Tanvir.
And but the first document will be FRD. Once FRD is freezed, but now in Agile, FRD is never freeze. You know, like the requirement keeps on changing, right?
Yeah.
That is why we are in Agile world. And then on top of it, their HLD or LLD design will be developed by the architect or the data modeler or the data designer. They will prepare that. And then on top of it, then your test planning, your test lead will prepare a test strategy. First of all, he will mention that what all things I will test, which tool I will use to test, whether this will be automated or not, and all the system. That is known as W3H. W3H means he will mention what, when, where, how. Means what he will be testing, when, and means in when, in what are the timelines, where, in which environments, and how means using which skill set. Is it like using Python, using SQL, using Unix, using automation script tool, whether any in-house tool, whether any external tool he'll be using, everything will be mentioned in the test strategy.
So this W3H is part of test strategy, is it?
W3H. Let me write here. Oh, what is it? W3H. This is the test strategy. No, when someone is preparing. So this means it will be having W3H. First W means what? Means what you will be testing. Then when you will be testing. Where? When means at which timelines.
Yeah.
Where means in which environment, in SIT or UAT, and H means how you will be testing. It means, are you going to automate it, or you are going to using SQL script, you are going to use Unix, Python, or which tool you are using. That you have to mention. Generally in test strategy, you'll be getting this information, W3H. Okay.
Clear, Tanvir. But I mean, so I missed the link somewhere. Where did test strategy come from? I asked about FRD, LLD, and HLD. So how did test strategy creep into this? I missed that.
Oh, okay. Actually, I have confused. First of all, we have FRD, functional requirement document. Okay.
Yeah, those three are clear.
So once FRD is freezed, requirement is freezed, then HLD will be prepared by tech architect. And then LLD will be prepared by the tech architect. Okay.
Clear.
We'll prepare this.
Till here it's clear.
After this, test strategy will be prepared by the your test lead. Then test planning. This will be prepared by your test lead and test manager. They both will prepare test planning. Here they will tell that this component I will test in this month, in this week, and this number of resources are required. Because sometimes suppose a particular resource went on leave. So you'll be having justification that, see, I have told I need 3 resources. 1 resource went on leave, so I need some more time. That is why test planning you will mention. Write the timelines that this component I will test in this time, this component in this time. So these are the documents you'll be using.
Yeah,
and then
now it's clear. Thank you.
No problem. And then after LLD, you have this mapping document. Sorry, I missed it. In mapping document, this will be an Excel sheet. In this, you have the full detail of the tables in your scope, the columns in your scope, the data type, the transformation logic, everything will be mentioned there. I will show one screenshot of that mapping document in the next class.
Sure, Tanvir. Thank you.
Okay, no problem. Any other question, anyone?
Sir, if you don't mind, one question, please.
Yeah.
Okay, so if you're using, just a confirmation over here, so if you're using SAP HANA or Snowflake, right? So those are not necessarily a data warehouse, because as you mentioned, right, it depends on like if it's ETL or ELT, right? I mean, because we say, okay, Snowflake is a data warehouse, but that's not necessarily the case though, right?
No. This all are data warehouse only. Okay. What I mentioned you here, like data lake or data warehouse. So what happens in data lake? You are merging data, you are dumping data from all the sources. So like a Snowflake, what you talked about, right?
Yeah.
In a Snowflake database or data warehouse, again, I will tell you what is database and data warehouse. If you are dumping data from limited sources only, that will act as a data warehouse. But if you're dumping data from all the possible sources, that will become your data lake. Okay,
so Snowflake, so Snowflake could be a data lake though, right?
Because if you're dumping data from all the sources, unstructured data, structured data, and everything, that will become your data lake. Okay, so there's no standard definition that, okay, this is Snowflake is data lake, this one is data warehouse, this one is this. No, that will change as per your business need.
Okay, got it. Yeah, because by default they say like, it's a warehouse, so that's why I thought like,
yeah, that is what I told. A Snowflake is a data warehouse that is on cloud, right? And your S3 bucket, Amazon S3 buckets, and all those things.
Yes. Okay. Thanks.
Okay.
Got it. Thank
you. Okay, guys. Fine then. I need 5 to 6 more classes, like dimension. Fact, dimension, star, Snowflake schema, and some more concepts are there. 5 to 6 more classes I need, and then we will, at least you will get some understanding what is ETL, what happens inside this, and all those things, common terminologies. This will help you a lot in your project. Okay.
Yes, Tanvir, I mean, from the Excel sheet, what you told, right? All those things are actually real. Like those are actually there. Like we always always go through that process when we develop or when we receive any project. So
correct,
it's really useful because it gives a validation that this is what we are doing.
Right.
Yes, it's really useful.
Okay, fine then, guys. Thank you. Take care. Bye.
Thank you all, friends.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.